Welcome, 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 welcome. You're listening to the Sports Court. I'm your host, Gregory M. And with me tonight, once again, Keith Benton. Welcome back to the show.
I appreciate you for having me.
Oh, no doubt. RJ is on the boards once again, doing his thing as he does. The producer extraordinaire. Going somewhere with this, man. You're going somewhere with this. And hey, before we get started, I want to talk about the NBA draft. It was last week. DeAndre Ayton, the number one overall pick from the Arizona Wildcats. Is headed to the Phoenix Suns. So he's staying right in Arizona. He actually played high school basketball in Phoenix for a period of time. So the 7-1 center, he's headed to the Phoenix Suns. What's wrong? Anything good? Everything good? Okay, but some tidbits real quick, just moving on real quick. Chris Bryant of the Chicago Cubs, former NL MVP of the World Championship Chicago Cubs, on the 10-day DL with a shoulder injury. The Golden State Warriors, your world champions, they extend a qualifying offer to Patrick McGaw. The Clippers keep trading Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers is traded by his dad, so I don't know if his dad really had anything to do with that. I think maybe Jerry West is behind the scenes on that, doing what he does. Is it recording? Oh, okay. I'm trying to make sure we cover everything, all the bases in here, man. At the Bridge of Light Radio Network. RJ has it on lock, though, so I will proceed. But Clips traded Austin Rivers to the Wizards for Marcin Gortat, the center, 7-foot center. So we'll see if Austin Rivers, who I think Austin Rivers, former Duke player who actually saw that guy play in high school when he was playing in Orlando, and I thought Austin Rivers was very good, and I thought he was going to be a superstar in this league. He did evolve last year. He had a pretty good year last year. The guy has some talent, so maybe it would be best for him to move along. Maybe, really, flip it all. Can you hey, no, he say the screen is sideways. It's something. It's a button that you hit on there, some kind of way. It's a button that you hit on there. But Austin Rivers, actually, you know what you can do? Okay, try that. No, we're good. Now, you can take it off and just, you can kind of set it up, though. Yeah, you good. But, Astros, of course, the Astros still doing their thing. They won today, again, coming from behind after an early deficit. You hear about this situation with Janoris Jenkins, the defensive back? I think he's with the Giants, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Janoris Jenkins, someone was actually found dead in his house. I don't know exactly.
I must have missed that one. That must be news from here. It must be right off hot off the press.
That's hot off the press right there.
Hot off the press itself.
That's hot off the press.
Yeah, that must have been. I was en route on West Park Tollway when it hit here.
There you go. You got it. There you go.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking to RJ. You got it covered now. At least it's on there. Hey, but we're trying to set up this. Like I said, we're going to YouTube here soon. But yeah, supposedly he had someone found dead in his house.
Mm-hmm.
So Jameis Winston. We hear about Jameis Winston now. The NFL is going to suspend this guy for conduct detrimental to the league,
Detrimental to the team.
Buccaneers organization, who's still waiting for this guy to evolve into that number one pick type status that they so desperately hope for when he was first drafted number one, like I said, out of Florida State. And Jameis Winston he has had some great flashes and moments with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but he's still he did last year. He still continued to make a lot of mental mistakes. Now, I thought he evolved off the field. This incident supposedly happened in 2016 where he supposedly groped the Uber driver. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. What's your take on Jameis Winston as a quarterback?
Well, when he came out of Florida State, he was supposed to be the next big thing. However, time they drafted him, he hasn't really developed into the quarterback I thought he was going to be. He kind of reminded me of the former Jacksonville Jaguar, Aaron Leftwich.
Okay.
Tall, big guy, strong armed. I don't know if it's the organization, the team he's with that fit his talents, or vice versa. He had some issues off the field at Florida State, as we all remember when he was young. You know, he had a lot of immature issues going on. Now, by him being making NFL money, I thought a lot of that stuff was out the window. The Buccaneers drafted him to be a leader, but it's kind of hard to lead. It's like the blind leading the blind. I mean, you got some good guys over there. The Buccaneers have some good pieces, but they need Winston to take the team and just lead them like he's supposed to lead them. You know, and right now he's been kind of cutting short.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nah. Yeah. Hey. Well, you know what? As far as Jameis Winston is concerned, he, like I said, and like you, so stay there. He hasn't turned into the. Now he actually, from all accounts, I think he's a good. As far as what I've seen on the field, he seems like the guy, and even at Florida State, he seems like the guy that has his teammates rallied around him, and he seems to elevate the play of other guys around him. At least he did at Florida State. Like you said, he hasn't been able to take that next step in NFL just yet because of the mental mistakes that he continues to make on the field. And obviously, the one in 2016 was a mental mistake off the field. Now, having said that, I'm not so sure if he has not actually matured off the field since that happened in 2016. And we don't know what really happened in that situation. I guess the NFL claimed they did their due diligence, but the NFL, in the NFL's eyes, pretty much all you have to do is pretty much be involved in a situation, or you're pretty much guilty until proven innocent. In Roger Goodell's eyes. You know, he's the judge, the judge, the jury, and the executioner.
Yes, sir.
So we'll see what happens with Jameis Winston. And also, Jalen Ramsey made a bold, well, I'm not going to say a bold prediction.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jameis Winston and his ex-teammate, but just today, before I was getting ready to come this way, Jalen Ramsey actually said something to the effect, oh, really? He actually said something to the effect that, hey, you know what you can do? Just turn it around like that and just place it on there like that. Like that. Hold on. It didn't, wait. It didn't, so can it rotate when it's off, when it's done? Oh, I got you. Okay, so do how you do it then. That's cool. And I don't know what happened today with this video, but Jalen Ramsey said that he didn't think Jimmy Garoppolo, you know, the NFL put their what did he call it? Their top 100 players. Yeah. And he actually said that he didn't think Jalen Ramsey, cornerback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, that he didn't think that Jimmy Garoppolo should be in the top 100 as far as QB, as far as top 100 players altogether. So, you know, Jalen Ramsey, he's the guy that made the bold prediction last year on the Super Bowl. And I will play that clip at some point, but he made that bold prediction. But those are just some tidbits. Paul George says that he will likely make his decision coming up in the next several days, as the same for LeBron James. Now, Kawhi Leonard, going to the NBA for a second, Kawhi Leonard is still the disgruntled Kawhi Leonard of the San Antonio Spurs. Kawhi Leonard is supposedly, like I said last week, definitely wanting out of San Antonio, but now people are saying that the Los Angeles Lakers are under immense pressure to make that deal happen within the next 48 hours. But I'm here to tell you that they're not going to rush Greg Popovich into making a decision.
Oh, no. Right now, when I'm seeing Kawhi Leonard's situation is kind of in a pickle, if you know what I mean. You know, he put himself in a pickle when he said, he basically burned bridges with the whole San Antonio organization and community. Throwing himself off like that, I don't want to be in San Antonio, I want to be with the Lakers. Well, right now, you can't force Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs, okay, we just going to make this trade and just take what you got. No, they're not going to do that. That's a classy organization. You know, from what I'm also hearing from my resources, that he's willing to take a pay cut.
Okay.
He's leaving a lot of money.
He's leaving like $219 million on the table.
Just to get out of San Antonio.
Right.
So it must be, the situation there must be real dire for him wanting to leave versus staying and making that money. So it's not about money with him.
Right. So,
you know, it's a tough situation for Kwame. It's a tough situation for all parties involved. You know, but right now, the ball is in the Greg Popovich's court. So either he's going to stay and play this last year, or we're just going to make you suffer.
Right.
One way or the other. So we're going to hit you in the pockets, or we're going to hit you public.
Right.
So right now, the ball is in Greg Popovich's San Antonio Spurs court. They don't have to make no rational decision.
Right. Because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna demand a king's ransom for Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi Leonard has already said that he's going to Los Angeles next year. So they're gonna have to pay a king's ransom if they want to get Kawhi Leonard, and the Lakers are.
Yeah.
And I would not trade. From what I'm understanding and what I'm hearing is that they're talking about trading Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, or they're saying that's what the Lakers are probably going to have to also part ways with. Yes. Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, a draft pick, and Brandon Ingram. I like Kawhi Leonard, but you have to remember the guy is coming off a quad injury. I don't know how much he's ill, but I wouldn't trade all those players for Kawhi Leonard.
You know what? I agree.
That's a lot of talent.
But from the standpoint I'm looking at, those guys who they traded for, do they fit into Greg Popovich's philosophy? You're talking about Alonzo Ball with a LeVar Ball attached to that. You're talking about a Brandon Ingram, up-and-coming Brandon Ingram. The San Antonio Spurs got guys at their positions already. They just missing a face.
Yeah.
And Kawhi Leonard was the face outside of Tim Duncan. I mean, not Tim Duncan, but Aldridge.
You're right.
Aldridge, and maybe a retiring, possibly Tony Parker.
Right on.
So, I don't see that happening as a trade.
I don't either.
I don't see that happening.
And even though, now I'm of the guild. I still think Lonzo Ball is going to be a superstar. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be a superstar with the Los Angeles Lakers. I honestly do. Now he has to work on his mechanics on that jump shot, but I still think Lonzo Ball. Now he needs to find a way to tell his dad to beat it. I mean, the dude is a grown man. Hey, his dad. I don't mind his. Hey, I like the fact that his dad is in his life. I like that, and I like the fact that he's a lovable father who cares, who wants what's best for his son and all this and that. But we all know Lonzo Ball LeVar Ball is over the top, and he's a nutcase sometimes.
Yeah.
Even though when you listen to him, he can say some very compelling and intelligent things. He peel back the layers.
Yeah.
But Lonzo Ball needs to take the leash off of his son Lonzo Ball and let Lonzo Ball evolve as a man and do his thing. And so, in that regards, as far as him going to the San Antonio Spurs, if Popovich was to pull that trigger, if Popovich was to pull that trigger, it would have to be understood, and I think LeVar Ball would understand. Hey, I'm the captain of the ship. I'm the booger with the sugar. So he has to know when he goes to San Antonio that. But as far as a player, I think Lonzo Ball. I think he's the type of player. He's a team first guy. He likes to get his other players involved. I think he's the type of player that can play under a Greg Popovich system because of his basketball savvy and his basketball IQ and his willingness to get other people involved, play team ball.
Well, I agree with you 100%, but minus the LeVar Ball factor. That's the big thing.
Minus the LeVar Ball factor.
You got to understand, San Antonio is a unique organization, a unique situation. Not everybody in the NBA can play for Popovich. You got to understand, Popovich have players. He don't have superstars. He have players. Tim Duncan, he was a player. He was a superstar off the court, but he was a player. Right. With LeVar Ball, Alonzo Ball will have to come in and understand your role. Your role.
I think he will.
Yeah,
I think he would. I think he would.
He would. But you got to understand, too.
I don't think Lakers going to part way with it.
I don't think so either. I don't think because basically you have to just do a swap.
Yeah.
Now,
Brandon Ingram, yeah. Not to cut you off real, but just did you finish your point right there?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Well, Brandon Ingram, going over to Brandon Ingram right quick, I think Brandon Ingram, you know what? This is almost a new point because I just don't see the Lakers giving up all of that for Kawhi Leonard. If you're talking about Brandon Ingram, Kuzma, who came on the scene last year, was probably the Lakers' second best player.
Yeah.
If not top player last year, or but you're not going to give up Brandon Ingram, Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, and next year's first round draft pick for Kawhi. I would not do that. I would not.
You know what?
You're talking about three possible future superstars. Of course, you can't get Kawhi Leonard for free, but I wouldn't make the move if I'm the Lakers. Magic.
Well, my thing with that whole situation is we won't know nothing until July 1st. After July 1st, things going to start popping.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you basically going to take a couple of your young stars and trade them away for a mature, experienced, injury-prone older star.
Injury-prone, and he's only 27.
Yeah.
He's only 27, but he's coming off a quad injury.
He's quad injury, and a quad injury is a tough injury.
That's a tough injury. He missed the whole season last year off a quad injury.
Yeah.
So how healthy is Kawhi Leonard? That's my question. How healthy is he? Is that quad injury going to be an injury that hampers him next year and years to come? I mean, how healthy is he going to be? Because when he's healthy, he's a top 3 player in this league. If you combine his offense and his defense.
You got to consider, too, making that trade the following year, he's going to want a long-term deal.
Absolutely.
And you got to put somebody with Kwame, because Kwame can't guarantee the Lakers.
No, Kwame.
But, Mr. Leonard cannot guarantee them a championship. You got to put somebody with him.
Right.
And you got to make sure they are all compensated.
Well, I totally agree. Transitioning real quick to your point, I brought all that up about that possible trade to the Lakers because obviously LeBron James is the guy that everyone is clamoring to see where he will end up after July 1st or on July 1st, whatever. My birthday, by the way. Appreciate you. But I'm talking about July 1st when it all shakes out.
Yeah.
So we'll see LeBron James. Now, he's actually in a position right now where he actually wants to see if someone lands in Los Angeles before he actually makes his decision. Because Paul George, when I brought up Paul George a minute ago, Paul George is now saying that he wants to make a decision that makes everyone happy. So LeBron James, so he may stay in OKC. Personally, I think they both are going to end up, both of those guys are going to end up in Los Angeles. But of course, they want to show respect to their current teams, and they want to try to do things the right way in their eyes as they see fit. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to make the decision that's best for them.
Yeah.
So with Paul George, I respect what he's saying because he wants to. Plus, he saw the way things ended up, the way things transpired with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant when KD decided to leave.
Yeah.
So I think he's also kind of trying to appease Russell Westbrook. Of course, Russell Westbrook is prying him and trying to entice him to stay in OKC. And Paul George, I think, is listening to a degree. I think him and Westbrook are friends. But at the end of the day, I think Paul George wants to end up back at home in Los Angeles. He's going to end up playing with LeBron James. And I would be shocked if he doesn't sign with the Lakers and he stays with OKC. But it's cool to want to make everybody else happy, but he's not going to make everybody happy.
No.
So it's a business. Make the decision that's best for you. And if that means you bolt into LA, now, of course, granted, part of his part of his hesitation and his trepidation about making a decision to stay or possibly making a decision to stay is the money. He's leaving a lot of money on the table if he does decide to. Well, he can make that up in L.A. with endorsements and things.
So when guys start leaving money on the table, those guys are leaving money because they're trying to get a championship. They want to get a championship.
Absolutely.
Paul George wants to get a championship. He has to think. Still got Carmelo Anthony sitting right next to me as well, along with Russell Westbrook. Do we have enough to win a championship? And OKC, they went one and done against Utah this past year. So I don't know if they have enough. Going to LA, you might have a chance if you add LeBron and a Leonard.
But that's the kicker right there. If you add LeBron and but what are they going to have to give up, like we say? What are they going to have to give up? If they gut all those young players and just have, if they gut all those players and have LeBron, Kawhi, and Paul George, you're still going to have to build you a supporting cast. I still don't. Golden State is still a team to beat. I don't care who signs where, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, what.
Yeah.
Golden State is a team to beat, and in my eyes, they're the favorite again next year, hands down. I don't care if LeBron James and Paul George hook up.
Yeah.
And if you hook up with Kawhi Leonard and you have a couple more of those supporting pieces like Alonzo Ball, you might be able to get to the Western Conference Finals. But in my opinion, I don't think nobody's best for Golden State next year.
Golden State has a recipe for success. Their style of basketball is second to none.
Everybody's connected on the street.
Everybody's connected. So I don't care who you get. It doesn't matter. If you can't stop them three balls, it's hard.
That's right. It's hard. And when they decide to play, and when they decide to lock you down on defense.
And right now, what I'm seeing, Golden State sport cast look like they want to stay.
Yeah.
They leaving money on the table. I want to say there's more championships.
Hey, absolutely. So, hey, but enough basketball for right now. I'm going to talk about some football. After we come from break, right? 2 minutes until a break. Anything you want to talk about before I want to say some of this football talk? Hey, what's the deal? Fill me in on some HBCU stuff.
Well, Texas Southern University over here in Houston, Texas just hired Johnny Jones, a former LSU coach. Johnny the Bullet Jones from DeRidder, Louisiana. Knew him personally. He used to be head coach in North Texas. Was a long-time assistant under the legendary coach Dale Brown. He's filling in some big shoes with Mike Davis. Mike Davis had TSU going in the right direction. They won the SWAC championships a few years under his 6 years at TSU. TSU was a valuable asset in the NCAA as far as a basketball program. Dr. Charles McClellan, the athletic director at Texas Southern, took his time in making a choice to replace Mike Davis, and I think he's picked a good choice in Johnny Jones.
Okay.
Experience at the D1 level, bargaining guy, you know what I mean, as far as saving money, wants to be here. He's going to be able to bring some players in, and he'll be able to continue what Mike Davis left off at TSU.
There it is. Hey, so we're going to take a quick break. Facebook, what's up, Jeremy Jones? What's up, Dre? 88. My dude, Dre. Derek Fanks, who's actually supposed to be in here with us tonight, couldn't make it because of work. So he's been here a number of times. We will see him maybe next week in here. And, of course, throughout football season and beyond, he's family up in this camp, up in this piece. Hey, the Bridge of Light Radio Network, the Sports Court, Gregory M in with me again, once again. Keep it in the house. Sean. We ain't gonna call him Sean, which is his first name. He goes by Keith Benny from Louisiana. But we're gonna take a break. I thought we had a call on the line. But we're gonna take a break. And somebody was texting me earlier saying they couldn't wait to call in. I guess they chickened out about calling into the show, and we're gonna go back and forth on some basketball. I think y'all know who he is, Leon. My guy Leon that usually calls, and me and him usually go back and forth, disagreeing on something. But we're going to take a break, and again, we will be back.